Shalom. In this general pick a pile reading, which I'm doing with Papa Legba, we are going to be finding out if you have been hexed, cursed, jinxed, crossed, or received the evil eye, or if somebody has attempted to do so. So it's going to be a yes or no using bone throwing, and Papa is here to oversee the whole process. So I'll be throwing bones for each pile, and I will also be providing advice as well. So choose the pile. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or the hexagram with an eye, the raven, the Hamsa evil eye protection, the dragon, or the eye of Haru or Horus. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to choose. Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. If you really believe that you have been hexed, cursed, jinxed, or crossed, and you're having symptoms of that, please reach out to me directly through my business page below. If it's something that you don't feel you have a handle on and you need help and it's an emergency, let me know. I also teach on Patreon how to remove this type of stuff and how to protect yourself using protections and wards, reversals, so on and so forth. So just wanted to throw that out there. If anyone's interested, you can always reach out to me. And now we're going to get started with pile 1. For those of you who chose pile 1 or the hexagram with the eye in the center, this is your reading. Now I'm going to actually start out with the bone throwing to determine what's going on energetically with you and if somebody has done working against you and if it's stuck, okay? And then I'm going to be pulling from the cards themselves. So let me start with the bone throwing reading first. Okay, pile 1, so here's the bone throwing portion. So I'm getting no for most of you. And the reason being is that you guys have ancestors on the external protecting you, which is what this represents right here. And you also have soul family that are really close to you, spiritual soul family they're really close to, that are protecting you as well. But let me go ahead and tune in to see if somebody tried it. So Papa's saying that nobody has tried to magically attack you, pile 1, anytime recently. So if you were drawn to this reading and you were drawn to one of the other piles, maybe check it out. But otherwise, I would say there's a good chance that you are not hexed, cursed, jinxed, crossed, or affected by the evil eye at this time. So let me go ahead and look at your cards that were chosen for you. So I'm getting here, we have the 5 of Hearts. We have the 3 of Cups, which, and this is from my demon deck. This is from Papa's Cartomancy deck. This is from my demon deck. We have Gusion. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. Reconciles friends, tells of the past, present, and future, gives dignities and honors. Okay, so let me go ahead and tune into this and see what advice I have to offer you at this time. I feel that what you guys are really dealing with right now is heartbreak over the loss of somebody, okay? And I feel for some of you, it could be a friend or a family member or a lover that you had a falling out with, okay? And this has led to a lot of heartbreak, okay? And I feel like you actually believed that this person did a working on you because of the falling out. But what you're actually dealing with is a repercussion of your own guilt and your own emotional heartbreak, okay? So that's what's really happening. So no, pile 1, for most of you, I'm getting all, but I'm just going to say most just as a disclaimer. For most of you, you have not been magically attacked. Nobody has sent any energy your way. Okay. And the person that you have in mind, this is more so a reflection back at you because of your own feelings of heartbreak. So this person might have betrayed you in some way, or at least you feel betrayed in some way. But I feel like it's for you guys, it's mostly that you guys are feeling like they did something to you, but that's not what it is. It's really your own. For some of you, I feel like you guys might have, and please don't take this the wrong way, but some of you guys might have some emotional or mental disorders from childhood due to, abuse, neglect. It could be sexual, emotional, physical. I'm not saying this is the case for everyone, but in some people, definitely this is coming through. And this has really skewed your reality, and it's actually affected your ability to maintain relationships long term. So I feel like this is more of a reflection of your own, I want to say, inner brokenness that has yet to be healed. And even if you have begun healing the process, it's not yet finished. And so this is kind of a reflection of that. This relationship, this loss is a reflection of that. Now, for very few of you, you might have actually lost this person, as in they passed on to the other side. And that may be another reason why you feel that, you were hexed, cursed, jinxed, crossed with the evil eye, but maybe you're just being haunted. Maybe they have a message for you on the other side. So this is just for a very select few. So please take what resonates with the rest. This only applies to people that have lost someone recently. And that, because the signifier of the skull that I saw on the external here, outside of the physical world, and then the soul family right here in the middle, that for most people represented them being watched over closely by soul family and also by ancestors, but it could also represent that there is an ancestor who is also a soul family member that wants to communicate with you for some reason. You're really experiencing a haunting because they're trying to get your attention. So for a very select few, if this is the case, and you are a practitioner or a medium or somebody that has their clairs activated, investigate this, reach out, to this particular ancestor, this particular loved one, this particular person that you lost recently, okay? If you do not know how to do this, and you don't have your clairs activated, you don't know how to vet out spirits, you don't have mediumship abilities, then definitely hit me up. I can help you out, okay? But this is what I'm getting for you, pile one. This has more to do with your own heartbreak and your own need, your guilt and feeling like you need to reconcile with this person, or them wanting to reconcile with you, or both. And again, this is a general reading. So for some of you, this, might be a passed on loved one. For some of you, this might just be a person that you had a falling out with, and it may not even be a permanent falling out. Here we have, Gusion actually helps with reconciliation. So it's possible that maybe this is a message for you to reconcile and to reach out with this person. Now, again, take it resonates, leave the rest. So if that doesn't resonate with you, if there was a good reason why you guys had a falling out, then that's cool. But just know this person is not, doing any kind of working against you. This is your own emotions that are coming through. And in the small percentage of people, this could be a haunting from a loved one who crossed over that would be resolved if, you just communicated with them. Okay. So I hope this was helpful, pile one. If you are still having issues and you think you might be hex, cursed, jinx, cross, please hit me up. I can definitely schedule a session to do a consultation with you and do what's called a spirit releasement, where I can actually remove the effects of this and, talk to you about how you can protect yourself and remove these things in the future. Okay. So I will say that in a general sense, the advice I have for you is to look at your feelings, look at your relationship patterns, and of course, stay on top of spiritual protections, and wards. But I would not do any magical attacks toward this person that you think did something to you, because they didn't. Okay. So at least that's what I'm getting for most of you, okay? So work on healing yourself emotionally and looking for your own triggers and possibly reconciliation, and work on, you know, strengthening your own protections. But yeah, you guys are good, okay? So good luck and blessings to you, pile 1. We're moving on to pile 2 now. Hi, those of you who chose pile 2 or the Raven Skull, this is your reading. Now, I want to let you guys know that I'm going to start with bone throwing first to assess whether or not somebody has attempted or succeeded in doing a magical attack against you. And then I will look into the cards to give you advice. I'm getting yes for you, pile 2, that somebody did try to do a magical attack against you. This has to do, yeah, Papa's saying this has to do with envy, okay? Envy because of wealth or prosperity, or perceived wealth and prosperity that you have coming in. So they're wanting to actually steal your wealth. This is also represented to me of the evil eye in this case. So I really feel like it's two things going on here. For some of you, this is just a case of the evil eye. Like you have people that just are jealous of you. And it may not be conscious for everyone. It may just be that they're unconsciously projecting the evil eye. I feel like some of these people are like mundane people who don't practice, or what I call muggles. So it could be that for some people, right? But I'm also getting that there, for some people that clicked on this pile, you guys actually have some people that have done workings to try. What I'm getting is they did magic against you to try to absorb your wealth. So anytime you accumulate wealth, they're trying to like absorb that from you or piggyback off of you. And so this could even be a business partner or a coworker for some of you. This could even be a friend. I feel like for most of you, this is somebody you know. If it was somebody that did a magical attack, it's somebody you know at least as an acquaintance. Okay, you may not be close to them, but I feel like you know them. Now, for those of you who are just dealing with the evil eye, this could be anybody. So that's what I'm getting. This has to do with either they're jealous of literal wealth or literal prosperity or literal abundance, or they're jealous of the perceived prosperity and abundance and wealth that you have, okay? But either way, yes, this feels like a evil eye for some people coming from multiple sources. And for others, this feels like a magical attack to essentially rob you of your wealth and for them to take it from you, okay? So I'm gonna pull from the piles now to give you advice on what to do in this situation. So hang 10. So these are the two cards that I had pulled earlier for advice before I even did the bone throwing. Now here we have the 4 of diamonds from Papa's Cartomancy deck that I work exclusively with him with. And then from my demon deck, we have the demon seer, okay? Says traveling the whole world over in an instant and brings anything anywhere. It gives the truth about theft and hidden treasures, willing to do anything one commands. So I feel that this represents you the energy of this reading of you finding out who's trying to steal from you, okay? So also it could be for some of you, you may feel drawn to deal with seer, you know, either as a guardian demon or maybe to work with him to increase wealth, or, you know, to protect you from theft, or, you know, to help you if you are in some sort of business or you are wanting to travel. But this is to me a confirmation that, because right here, this is signifying stability in finances. And then this is signifying hidden thieves or hidden theft. So I feel like for you guys, if this is somebody you know, well, first of all, let me just address the evil eye part, okay? So for those of you who this is more of an evil eye situation, and I feel like this applies to both groups of people who chose this pile. So even if you also are one of the people that was a victim of a magical attack, I feel like with this evil eye, you should also do this as well, because this will protect you both from those who are consciously and unconsciously negatively impacting you through the evil eye. So there's a few different things you can do, and I want you to take what resonates and leave the rest. First of all, you should definitely be wearing some sort of amulet that deals with the evil eye, okay? So it could be something like this, like a hamsa, okay? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'll try to hold it up better. A hamsa. So you could hang one in each window, one in each door of your home. You could hang it on your rear view mirror of your car and wear it as jewelry. You could even wear it over your forehead if you wanted to, okay? Now, you could also hang mirrors as well. I wouldn't hang a mirror in your car because you might, you could possibly be pulled over from that. I don't know. But mirrors are very effective in the home. So you hang a mirror and have it facing outward so that anything that tries to come at you is reflected back, okay? You can also either buy or create a chicken foot amulet. If this resonates with you, now chicken feet are associated with hoodoo. It's not a close practice, but it is tied to a combination of so-called African American, so-called Native American, and Hebrew and Jewish type esoteric workings. So it's kind of a combination. It's a type of folk magic that is unique specifically to the US. So if you do feel like using chicken feet, because again, like I said, it's not a close practice, I feel like you would really benefit from this, especially if you are someone that has lineage tied to hoodoo in some way, or even Haitian voodoo, okay? So the reason why is that chicken feet can protect you and they scratch back. So if you're somebody that's under a lot of, like if you are an influencer or you're somebody that a lot of people, tend to be jealous of, or you attract a lot of attention, chicken feet is good. Now, my recommendation is a chicken foot with its middle finger out, with it black and red. And the reason being is black and red protects you more from theft or physical enemies, but it also can protect you from theft that has to do with magical attacks as well. So you could really go either way with that. But I would definitely have, the chicken foot doing like a middle finger, because that is really good for protecting against theft. And you can actually hang that in your car rear view window, or you could hang that, in like your house, or you could even wear it around your neck. You could have it in like a drawer if you own your own business, or in your purse. So things of that nature. You can also have more than one chicken foot. You could have one for like magical attacks, one for physical, or even try to blend the two if you want, set that intention. Now, as far as energetic workings are concerned, visualize energetic shields around yourself, energetic wards around your space. You could even include baneful wards, that if somebody tries to take anything, that it backfires on them. So in other words, anytime they try to take something from you, they lose something, and they also don't get what they wanted to take from you. Another thing you might want to get is some silver that helps protect from different types of beings that are more vampiric in nature, because people can be money vampires or luck vampires, and so that's something to keep in mind. And another thing is, you might want to actually do, if this is somebody you know and they gifted you with something, or you ran across something suspicious, like they laid a trick on you or something and you found out, which laying of tricks, guys, just means somebody, left something that had an effect, like a negative effect on you, or this person could have even given you a gift or something, then you definitely can reverse that. You can cut off the energetic connection they have to you through the gift And you can also, you know, burn it, or you can use it to send energy back to them as well, reflect it back and then burn it, okay? I don't want to go too much more in detail right now because I have other piles to do, but if you guys have any questions, you can always hit me up for a consultation or check out my Patreon where I teach you how to magically protect yourself and also to do reversals if that's what you want to do. Definitely, you know, you want to protect yourself energetically, and you're going to want to definitely protect your finances and yourself from the evil eye. So if you have an online business, you might want to even consider putting like symbols or sigils or amulets or talismans in the images you use, or somewhere on like your website or things of that nature as well. Okay. So I hope that this helped you, pile 2. You know, again, hit me up if you have any questions or if you need any further assistance, or join my Patreon where I teach you how to do all of this work in depth, okay? Take care. Good luck. Okay, those of you who chose pile 3 or the Hamsa, this is your reading. Now, I'm going to start with bone throwing to first determine whether or not somebody did a magical attack against you, if they attempted it and it stuck. And then I'm going to use the cards to give you advice. Okay, so let's start with the bones. Oh. Right, let me tune in. That's actually a lot compared to the other piles coming through. So I feel like in the past, somebody did try to do a magical working against you, but it was actually deterred by ancestors for most of you, okay? You also have some soul family members that are helping you in the background and that will be coming into your life in the future, both in the flesh and in the spirit. Now, so I'm seeing this as on its way out. Like this, for some of you, this happened a while ago and you didn't even realize it, okay? That this happened, that somebody did this and then it was deflected. And for some of you, it's really recent and it's on its way out now, okay? And for some of you, this is something that may take a little bit of time to release, because whoever did this, now most of you, you're not affected. Like everything was deflected. For some of you, I feel like you might have been hit with a little bit of it, but not the full on energy. And for those of you, if that's the case, then it's already on its way out, but it may take a little bit of time. So you may experience something minor, like some minor jinxes or some minor crosses, but I don't feel like you did not, like you really dodged a bullet here, thanks to your ancestors mostly. And for some of you, some of your soul family as well. But for those of you that got hit with just a little bit of it, it is on its way out, okay? And I want to encourage you guys, because I feel like this is my pile that needs to stay more on top of their protections. So I'm going to talk about that with you guys at the end after I look at the cards and see what else is going on here. But let me see what kind of attack this was too. Because I feel like for most of you, it was head magic, and it was a way to sort of play off of issues you already had. So they may not have known your personal issues and struggles you had, but the hex that they did, which is what I'm getting here, was a hex. They did it and it played off of, it was designed to amplify and make everything in your life kind of bad and fall apart. I'm getting that for some of you, it was designed to break up relationships. Others of you, it was designed to, you know, kind of get you further away, to isolate you, to kind of break you down psychologically. And I feel like I was saying, for most of you, you didn't even get hit with it, but for some of you that didn't have, you know, protections up, Like your ancestors deflected most of it, but not all. And part of that is a lesson for you to learn how to protect yourself. For the rest of you, you just need to do a better job of staying on top of your protections. This is a practitioner. This is somebody that knows you and they have got a bug up their ass about you. So I don't want you guys to just assume, unless you know for a fact you know who this is, like you did a reading on them or you've got an image of them in your head or something that you know you can verify it's them. And if you want to do a reversal on this person, to send back any, any of the energy that was like any residues that were left, if you want to do that and you feel that's cool, then go for it. But just in general, in the future, make sure you're staying on top of protections. I would recommend maybe doing an egg cleanse and a spiritual bath to kind of get rid of the residue as well. But other than that, I mean, it looks like you guys dodged most of it. And for a lot of you, you dodged all of it. But it is kind of a warning to let you know, hey, stay on top of your game. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and look to the cards for deeper advice. Okay, so pile 3, here's the cards that are giving advice to support the bone throwing. So we have here from Papa's Cartomancy deck, we have the 4 of Spades, which is essentially the 4 of Swords in the traditional tarot. And then from my demon deck, we have Amon, reveals the past and future and reconciles friends and enemies. So what I'm getting for this one is, in this case, this will reveal which friends are actually enemies. Because I think for you, pile 3, you don't know. Like there are some like blatant hidden enemies pretending to be friends for some of you, okay? For others, this could also be to encourage you to reconcile with people that maybe they used to be friends and maybe you actually wronged them in some kind of way, or they perceive that you wronged them in some kind of way. And maybe you might want to reach out to them to try to reconcile. Like maybe them doing this magical attack was like them acting out. Now that's only for a select few, and that's if the relationship you have with this person is worth saving and reconciling. Or, if you know that maybe you did something, maybe you had it coming. In that kind of situation, that would apply. But for most of you, I feel like this has more to do with you need to find out who your true friends are and who your enemies are. Because for you guys, it's a mixed bag. And I am seeing the energy is coming through that you have a lot of hidden enemies pretending to be friends. Okay, so this could be acquaintances or this could be people in your inner circle. Okay. For some of you, this has to do with, I'm getting Facebook. And for others, I feel like this could be a friend of a friend too. Now that's just for certain select people coming through. Okay. I'm not saying that's everybody. All right. And for some of you, you may feel drawn to actually work with this demon as a guardian or work with them, to help you figure this out. But you can also just set sort of a working and intention to have these people come out of the woodwork and reveal themselves, and then decide if you want to do, a return to sender or, a reversal on them. Okay. But either way, definitely make sure that you do like a spiritual bath, an egg cleansing, or something along those lines. An egg cleansing and spiritual path is connected to brujeria. Egg cleansing is known as limpia. And the spiritual bath is connected to both hoodoo and brujeria and santeria. So, it's not, spiritual baths in of themselves are not a close practice, neither are egg cleanses, but it's important to know where these come from primarily, okay? Yeah, that's my recommendation for you guys, do spiritual bath, do an egg cleanse, make sure you're staying on top of your protections. I would check up on them a couple times a week. And then, if you know for sure who did it and you do feel like they hit you with some residual baneful magic, if you want to reverse it back to them, return to sender, go for it. I do have baneful magic spells addressing that on my Patreon. I also have things addressing how to remove curses, hexes, jinxes, crosses, and evil eye on Patreon, and any spirit attachments that can be connected to that. To protect yourself from head magic, I would say creating a necklace that either has skulls on it or may have like amethyst, sodalite, or lapis lazuli on it, or labradorite. These are all really good stones that help protect against head magic. So for those of you that were attacked with head magic, that's really good as well. Okay, so I hope this helped you, pile 3. Let me know if you need any further assistance, and good luck. Okay, those of you who chose pile 4 or the dragon amulet, let's get into your reading. I want to let you know that I'm going to start by bone throwing first to assess whether or not you have been magically attacked and whether or not it's stuck. And then I will be going into the cards for deeper advice. Okay, so let's get into the bone throwing. All right, let's find out. Okay. Somebody's ancestors are working overtime here. So I'm getting that you had some people that were projecting the evil eye onto you, and were actually, I'm getting for some of you, trying to copy you. So for those of you who chose this pile who may be content creators, spiritual practitioners, you know, healers of any kind, even if you just own your own business or you're just some sort of a creator, okay? There are some people that were jealous of you and were maybe even trying to copy you, okay? But your ancestors are on point. Like, they are really protecting you from the evil eye, and they're really protecting you from a lot. Now, I don't want you guys to like get sort of sit back and just let your ancestors do all the work. I do feel like, you know, you guys do need to make sure that you are protecting, you know, your energy, your home, your business, your space, your energy bodies, you know, protect what's sacred to you, and be grateful to your ancestors. And if you guys are not doing, are not working with ancestors directly or doing ancestral offerings, I highly recommend you start, because wow, like I'm just getting a really strong ancestral presence. Like, a lot of ancestors won't even get involved if you will project the evil eye. Like, they'll get involved like a lot of times if somebody is doing like a working, like hexing, curses, jinxes, crosses, but ancestors don't usually get involved in the evil eye unless it's really extreme. But your ancestors, those of you who chose pile 4, your ancestors are like very protective over you. So definitely show gratitude to them. So I'm not getting a magical attack per se coming through here. I'm getting more of an evil eye and just an intense envy and wanting to copy maybe. So maybe if you are a content creator, just make sure that you're copywriting things, maybe consider putting your business in a trust. Just stay on point with things like that, you know, and also make sure that you're on point too. So nobody can, you know, say that you're doing that to them. Make sure that you're also being mindful of giving credit where credit's due as well. So that's what I have for the bone throwing part. And I'm going to go ahead and look at the cards for more advice. So hang 10. Okay, pile 4. So here are the cards for advice. So we have here from Papa's Cartomancy deck, the 7 of Spades, which is essentially the 7 of Swords in the Tarot. And we have here from my Demon deck, we have here, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. He represents the 9 of Swords in the Tarot, but his name is Lurai, I think. Causes great battles and wars, causes wounds to putrefy. So I'm getting like a need for a lot of protection for you guys, but also that you guys have a lot of protection, which we already verified earlier. Now, if you want to take on this demon as a guardian, you can definitely do that if you feel called to do that. If you want a little extra protection, but I think he also represents that you do have a lot of protection, but you also have a lot of people that are going to try to attack you. So even if it hasn't started, like if it's, you know, starting with the evil eye, like I feel like there are enemies in the background who might start trying to attack you one way or another. And here's where the 7 of Spades comes in, because 7 of Spades energy, aka 7 of Swords, is really talking about somebody that is kind of shady, not being honest, deceptive, hiding their feelings. And so this to me points to potentially hidden enemies. But what I feel like it has to do with more than anything is you have haters. Because I really feel like this might be, for the majority of you, I feel like this is like my influencer and content creator pile. Or you're just somebody that's very charismatic, that just kind of shines bright. And so people want to be you. They envy you, they admire you, they're inspired by you. And for, some people, it's really good. And they're just kind of inspired by you. And they're like, oh, wow. And they learn from you. But other people, it's like they want to copy you. And they have this kind of obsessive love-hate thing going on. And it's very hidden. They keep it very hidden. And so you might want to sift through your social media accounts, pay attention to anybody that seems to, like, especially on, like, for example, Facebook or TikTok or YouTube, pay attention to people that just seem to always be bringing negative comments or kind of stirring things up, or people that love bomb you, that seem to be overly like complimentary and positive. Take a look at these people and see if maybe on the sly they are pushing some of the same stuff. Pay attention if they start dressing like you, acting like you, posting the same things, similar posts, saying similar things. Just really pay attention, because this is not just an innocent thing here. This person really wants to become you, like replace you, is kind of what I'm getting. And so that's what I would watch for. And I don't want you to guys get all fearful and paranoid or anything like that, but just be mindful of it. Stay on top of your protections, especially from the evil eye. I would encourage, like, you're definitely my pile that I would encourage to use the evil eye, Hamzas, and chicken feet, dealing with black and red to scratch back from theft. Chicken feet is connected to hoodoo. I had one other pile that I actually suggested using chicken feet to, and I feel like for some reason the same thing for you guys. So you can actually, to protect from theft, which can include like identity theft or like content theft, someone trying to kind of replace you and become you, you can actually use any kind of chicken foot really, but one where it's flipping them off, that has to do with protection from theft. So you could even change the colors to be like a combination of, because black and red would deal with theft, and black and purple, those of magical attack. So you could do like a combination of the two, okay? Now, another thing is I'm getting that the people that are envious of you are really good with glamour, okay? So these are people that may pretend to be nice and even seem to be supportive, but they're not, okay? For some of you, yes, you will get like the nasties and the haters and stuff, but I feel like for most people, this person will seem like they're your biggest fan, whoever's doing this. So that's what I have for you, pile 4. If you want to know more about protections and wards, if you need any extra help, just let me know. Hit me up, okay? I teach it on Patreon, and I also can do scheduled sessions or consultations in removing these things. Good luck. Okay, pile 5 are those of you who chose the Eye of Haru or the Eye of Horus. This is your reading. Now, I want to let you guys know that I'm going to start with bone throwing first to determine whether or not a magical attack was attempted on you and whether or not it's stuck, okay? And I'm also going to be looking into this deck right here, these cards, for further advice. So I'm not getting that you guys were magically attacked or that anyone attempted it, okay? Now I am getting that there's sort of this clearing out that needs to be done. And I feel like it has mostly to do with your emotions and, relationships that you have either with family, friends, a lover, callings, acquaintances, things of that nature. And I find it interesting that the dice landed on 2, and then we have the 2 bones here. Now, these small bones usually represent children. So they're also not really crossed either. So the energy I'm getting for you guys is that you guys are going through some stuff in the home and having to do with relationships or family. And because you're going through stuff, you're wondering, well, is there a chance that I've been hexed, cursed, jinxed, or crossed? Because it almost feels like bad luck, and it almost feels like you feel like there's a division going on. But there's a clearing out that's taking place. So things are being, and I feel like this is the first time I've received this message in this whole general reading that I've done. But I feel like for you guys, pile 5, this is like, you know, Saturn retrograde energy, forcing things to the surface for you to deal with and heal. Some of you might be going through a divorce or might be considering one or might need one. Others might need to reconcile. Whatever's going on, it could be affecting your children negatively, or you might be worried about children. If you don't have children, this could also be referring to things that you consider your babies, okay? So, you know, pet projects, things related to work, creative endeavors, you know, even pets, okay? But this is something that you feel really protective over and that you're worried about because there's been some upheaval, okay, to put it bluntly. But it's not a magical attack, and nobody tried to magically attack you, okay? You're just having a lot of shit reflected back to your face that needs to be dealt with, and it's a good thing. And so you can, you know, heal, and so you can move forward in your journey. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the cards and see what advice I can offer you. Okay, pile 5. So these are the cards for advice. So we have here from Papa's Cartomancy deck, the 3 of Hearts, which would be the 3 of Cups in the traditional tarot. And then we have from my demon deck, we have here Shax, who also represents the 4 of Cups. So got a lot of cup. Again, like I said earlier, emotional energy going on here. So he resides over stealing or fetching anything requested, including money and horses, and revealing secret things. Also brings questionable familiars. So that's interesting. Honestly, with this, I feel like it has more to do with feeling this chaotic emotional energy. So I'm not getting that this is literally a demon that, you know, wants to work with you or that you might want to work with for most of you. Okay, if you do want to work with this demon or research it, then, you know, that's totally up to you and you can definitely do that. But I'm feeling like this is more of an energy of what's going on, like how you're feeling. Okay, it's like a tumultuous energy when it comes to emotions. And for some of you, even a stalemate or wanting to get out. So like I was really getting like strong divorce energy coming through for a lot of you. Somebody might have had an affair. You know, this could also just represent you're contemplating it because you have children involved, right? But in a general sense, this has to do with the heart and the home for like 99% of people who chose this pile. And if it doesn't have to do with the heart and the home, then this will reference you needing to do some inner healing with your emotions. And, you know, maybe looking into doing some inner child healing and inner adolescent healing. So again, I'm not getting that anyone has tried to do any kind of a magical attack against you or that anyone stuck because it wasn't done. I'm getting that this is more so emotions and tumultuous stuff coming up to be addressed because this is Saturn retrograde. And so things have to be, you know, removed that no longer serve us. And so definitely look into this, you know, follow your own intuition, follow your own inner compass. And I wish you well. Good luck on your journey. If you have any questions or if you want to book a reading or consultation with me that's personal, definitely hit me up. Take care.